all of those questions around whether he was aligning himself with people who supported the IRA a little too much or not? You think he handled that okay?
Apart from you, Stephen, I think Andrew Neil is a great broadcaster and a great interviewer. I mean, his style is absolutely phenomenal. And to get through the 30 minutes of that interview, for both of them, for both Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn, and to come out alive at the end of it, is a job well done for both of them, I would say.
Jonathan?
I think that on the issues that really matter in this election, Jeremy Corbyn came off a lot worse. I think in particular the questions about his links to the IRA, and again there's a story on the front page of the Sunday Telegraph this morning, noting the fact that Jeremy Corbyn in 1987 signed a motion a matter of weeks after the Remembrance Sunday bombing in Enniskillen, in which he excused the violence as, quote, stemming primarily from the long-standing British occupation of Northern Ireland, and called for the British to basically roll over to the IRA's demands and give Northern Ireland to the Irish Republic.
Well, he didn't say that, did he?
Well, you know what this is? This is just character assassination. We know that at the time of the Conservative government in the 80s, there were secret channels, discussions with members of Sinn Féin and IRA. We know that John Major had back channel discussions with Sinn Féin IRA. So actually,
Sinn Féin and IRA are two different
things, and they had back channels with both them organisations. And I think this is quite deplorable that we've seen from the Conservatives in terms of the dirty campaign, and they planting these stories in their right-wing newspapers. This is not dirty campaigning. This is dirty campaigning on the part of the Conservative Party, Jonathan. It's about, is Northern Ireland in a better place? Yes, it is. Did that process?
No thanks to Jeremy Corbyn. This is about the carriage of the man who, several weeks after the Brighton bomb, invited IRA members to the House of Commons for tea.
What about the Conservative politicians, elected ministers who had back-channel discussions with the IRA and Sinn Féin? Are they a risk to our national security?
Not at all. There were things that
so it's okay for the government to do it, but it's not okay for Jeremy Corbyn to do that.
Jeremy Corbyn was a freelancing maverick backbench Labour MP who in 1987 stood up to honour members of the IRA who had died fighting for an independent Ireland. His words. This mythology has grown up that from Jeremy Corbyn's supporters that he in some way helped the peace process. Now, Seamus Mallon, a hugely respected politician, former Deputy First Minister of Northern Ireland from the SDLP, utterly dismissed the idea that Corbyn had any involvement in the peace process, and said that clearly he took the side of the IRA in all that would happen.
He would deny that.
He would deny that. And this just sums up. It's taken them, how many years to bring this out?
Well, no,
25 years?
No, it's been there on the record for many, many years.
I didn't see any senior Conservative complain through the 80s and 90s about this.
Oh, I think
so. How come they're doing it now? Now because they're struggling in their campaign. The wheels have come off. They're struggling in social care. The strong and stable leadership is weak, and they resorting to character assassination. It just reminds you, Linton Crosby, who's running this Conservative campaign, did exactly the scaremongering and the hateful innuendos that we saw in the London mayor elections against Sadiq Khan, and they're trying it again with Jeremy Corbyn because they think it's going to work, and I don't think it is going to work.
It's not character assassination, it's character analysis. In the Sunday Times, there's another story noting what Jeremy Corbyn said about the beheading by ISIS of a British cab driver back in 2014, I think it was, basically saying that the rise of ISIS was payback for Western arrogance. He is excusing being an apologist for people who are committing the most horrendous and horrific.
That's not true. That is not true. He is not being an apologist.
He's not being an apologist. And if
he's excusing them. He's excusing it.
He's not, Jonathan.
He's finding an excuse for it.
What he is clearly saying that we as a country need to have a debate, a rational debate, without resorting to insults and calling people apologists for terrorists, about our foreign policy. When we have military adventures in predominantly Muslim countries, like Libya, for example, where we went in, we bombed it, and then we had no plan after. We left, and guess what? ISIS is on the rise in Libya. Same in Iraq, same in Afghanistan, same in Syria. So actually, let's have a debate about the policy implications. Let's have a debate about the values, but let's not resort to character assassinations and innuendos. He is as disgusted as every single person in our national life is about what happened in Manchester. Let's not politicise what happened to the terrorism here in Manchester.
I'm certainly not trying to politicise it, but Jeremy Corbyn...
Well, that's what the Tories are doing.
Well, no. Jeremy Corbyn on Friday, his first speech since the resumption of campaigning, decided to focus on that specific issue. So he cannot be surprised when people actually look at what he has said and done and how he has acted over a period of years, indeed decades, in relation to terrorist and security issues, and come to various conclusions which he may not like.
Jeremy Corbyn has never supported terrorism. He abhors it. And for anybody to suggest that he secretly supports terrorism is absolutely disgusting.
Okay, Mohammed, we're out of time. Jonathan, sorry that was short and sweet, but we did a lot in British Airways tonight, I think, rightly so.